Don't allow fear to stop you from getting your goals. Fear prevented me. Fear and control was my biggest battles. It was my biggest battle because I wanted to do it my way. I still wanted to work out but still be outside. And I'm not saying you can't, but you have to make a decision. Get to your goal first and then work out everything else. Balance and make however you want to say prioritize. I finally had to prioritize myself. I finally had to put myself first. I'm used to making sure everybody else is good, making sure I don't want to disappoint this person, I don't want to disappoint that person. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointing myself because I'm not being true to myself.
Welcome. My name is Reggie C. Fitness, and today we're interviewing one of the Reggie C. Fitness community members for the art of a transformation. This community member has done awesome things within a short amount of time with the assistance of many of our team members, our community, and she is one of the top cheerleaders of the RC Fitness in the Queens compound community. And it's an honor to be able to have her on this podcast interview and to go and tell her story and showcase all of her hard work, because many of people see the results. They don't know the story behind the transformation, and that's why we call these series The Art of a Transformation. So today I have Markesha, and Markesha has lost over 100 plus pounds. She'll detail even more. Markesha, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited, nervous, but more so excited than anything. And for you to be able to give me this opportunity, I am so beyond grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, Keisha, I'm excited, man. We're going to provide inspiration, information, and more, to everybody who watches this.
Okay.
So if they want to follow in your footsteps, they'll know what it takes. And then also the information that, they could use, tips they could use too, to be able to follow in your footsteps and have the same success inside or outside of our community. So let's start. Let's backtrack. Okay. Let's backtrack to, when did you first start your fitness journey?
My fitness journey actually started in the year around 2011, 2012. And one of my friends actually invited me to a Zumba class at 24 Hour Fitness in Maryland. And she was going to it. And I was asking her, because we was actually going walking at the park. And she was like, I go to this Zumba class and I want you to come and try it because they know I love to dance. And I was like, okay, let me just go and see how it is. So I started going to 24 Hour Fitness to go into Zumba. And it was this instructor. His vibe was very good. His energy was just so lit. And we were just going. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. So I went to it. Almost died. Almost died, of course, the first time. But I love the way you can just move and you don't have to. You're moving your body, but you're still burning.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about just working out or fitness or anything. I knew I wanted to lose weight. I just didn't know what to do.
So at this time, do you remember roundabout what your current weight was?
When I probably started, probably around 300. I'm gonna say probably around 300, a little bit over 300.
Okay.
Around that time.
Okay.
And when I would go, I just did Zumba classes. I started following him. His classes would get real packed, and I moved my way from the back to the front. And I was just going because I just enjoyed the energy of it. And I was like, okay, you can move. You burning calories. But at the same time, it was about the energy that was there as well, too. So I started off with Zumba, and then it started introducing me to other classes as well after that. Started doing the Zumba classes. Then it was some weight training classes. But for the most part, I was just doing that one Zumba class.
Okay. Did you have any particular goals when you first started? Was it just really just get active?
It was more so to get active. I wanted to just find a way to move around. I can get bored easily. So we was just walking, and I was like, okay, I need to do something different. But I love to swim too. So that was another reason I was going to the gym, because they had a swimming pool. At that time when I was going to her classes, I was like, okay. So I think I was doing that for like probably a year or so. But before then, I did end up going to. I would still go to 24 and Studio African, but then that's when I started going to Phoenix. So I started going to Phoenix. That's where Anthony,
yep.
and they started having like different boot camp classes. So I wanted to try different workouts, just to see. Started getting into toning. I started looking into more like what my body was doing. I was like, okay, because I can't realize I can't do the same thing, or I'm not going to like. My body gonna still stay in the same area. But as I was working out, I still noticed that I'm kind of hard headed in the sense of I still want to do what I still want to do, like socialize, eating, drinking. I'm thinking like, okay, if I work out, if I eat this, but I can still go work out, then I'll be okay. But my body still wasn't getting me to where I needed to be. I'll drop weight. I'll drop weight. I'll lose some weight, but then after that, I go the weekend, then I feel like I'm just working out what I did over the weekend and stuff. But fitness is not just, okay, you work out, but you build a community, you know.
Yep.
It's
about relationships.
It's about the relationships that you build. And that's what kept me going. And because sometimes you be like, I want to work out, but I'm scared. Can I do this? Can I do that? And sometimes I'm the type of person where I can't do a movement, but I'm going to gradually get there.
Yeah.
Everyone get to the point to where it's like, oh, I can't do this. I get intimidated. And I'm more so, okay, let me try it first.
Yeah.
And then if I can, let me try to modify it.
Yeah.
I was a big girl, you know. I was heavy set, but I wouldn't allow my weight to stop me from getting the goals that I wanted to get. I really was like, I saw myself at another level, but I really just couldn't get there because I wasn't disciplined enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't disciplined enough, but I would still go work out. Working out was not my hard part because I work out like 4 or 5 days a week. But if I don't work out, that's when like I'll feel bad, or I'll be like, man, my friends will be like, hey, Keisha, I ain't see you in the gym. You know, where you at? You ain't come to class. So that motivation and people know what goals that you have, or the support is what really helped me in my journey throughout these years. People believing in me and saying that, you know what, they saw the good, the bad. They saw me struggle. I got to the point to where it's like, my weight just kept fluctuating. I probably dropped 10 or 15 pounds, but then I was like, okay, I'm gaining the 15 and 12 pounds, but I'm working out. So what do I do? One of my biggest critics, but also one of my biggest supporters, my mom.
Shout out to Mom. Okay,
why
is that?
Because she used to be like, Keisha, you can't do this on your own. You need more support. You need more help. And just for me personally, nothing against people going to do surgery or anything like that. My mom used to be like, won't you go do the surgery? Won't you go do this and that? And I'm like, no, I can do this. I can do this on my own. And she's like, well, look, you're going to work out, but you're still not losing the weight. And this was like years, you know, off and on. Even I'm going to class, I'm working out, and I understood what she was saying, but I couldn't accept what she was saying because I'm like, I'm working out, I am dropping this, I'm doing this and that. I'm not gonna say doing this and I am working out, I am eating right, but I wasn't doing it fully the way I needed to be doing. Fitness journey is not all peaches and cream. It's not all like, oh, you go work out, you finna just drop weight. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of believing in yourself. Because you can go work out or you can go do a class, or you can see what everybody else doing, and you would putting yourself on a high pedestal or saying that I gotta be where this person is at. And that was a part of my journey too. I see my friends who were smaller than me, and I used to be like, man, I want to do this type of move, or I want to do that. But then I used to be like, Keisha, you can't do certain moves. Okay, if I can't do this, how can I modify it? My journey, my mom was one that, hearing those back words that I can't, baby, want to show anybody that say that I can't, I want to prove to them that I can.
Yeah.
So throughout the years before I came to Reggie, it made me realize that no matter what you do, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get far. You have to believe in yourself first.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to meet a lot of people who supported me. I had opportunity to to go to different gyms or do different type of workouts. But then I also realized, Keisha, you're doing these workouts, but are you really where you need to be? You know, I got to the point to where I was like 300 and almost 340, almost 350 pounds before I came to the gym, to Reggie. And I used to go back, and my mom got to the point to where last year I said, if I don't do something different, I am going to go do surgery. I didn't want to, but I felt like I didn't know what else to do. I'm like, I am working out. I am eating right. I'm not eating right all the time. I'm a big social person, so I'm a big family person. I'm always going here. I'm going there. I didn't know how to say no. I didn't want to say no. I would say that. I would always go to family events. Someone having a birthday party or a social event, I'm there. But I'm still working out during the week, but I'm not. I didn't have that balance. I didn't know how to go somewhere and where I go eat a salad or eat something better than fries, burgers, or pizza, whatever the case may be. I didn't know how to balance my life with working out and wanting to get truly fit. Maybe in my head I thought I was because I was still working out, but I wasn't all the way there. I wasn't fully there. I've had to come to understanding that, Keisha, if you want to really get this weight off, you really have to do something different. And before I came there, actually last year, I had a lot of different personal things going on before I came, and I actually reached out to my friend Amanda, and I was like, I saw when she did the competition out, and she was like, Keisha, I think it'll be good for you. She was like, the energy, the community, you know, it's classes that you would love to do, like dance classes, or she was just like, I think you should do it. I was like, well, Amanda.
Shout out to Amanda.
I was like, I'm not gonna work out. I'm not gonna be working out those 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be doing this. I'm not gonna be, what can I eat? It wasn't the point. It was like telling me what to do. I had a control issue. I didn't want nobody to tell me. I wanted to do it on my own. I didn't know how to let go of control. Even when I was working out at Jafrican, or if I was going to Phoenix, or whatever class I was doing, I would work out, but I still was in control, because I can go to happy hour, or I can go to a family event. And I've had people who've tried to, they gave me advice, but the accountability was not consistent. And I needed the accountability. That's what I realized after the fact, that I needed more accountability.
Okay, so pause right there, because before we go, I want to ask you this. So you said when you started back at 24 in 2011, right? You were doing the Zumba. You know what, maybe like 1 or 2 classes a week?
I started off like 1 or 2.
1 or 2 classes.
Yeah.
The reason I asked that, because if you backtrack and think to that, I actually think for the average person just getting back started, that's a great way, because I think a lot of people, tend to sometimes, like you said, go all in 6-7 days a week, like what we have, like with our challenges and stuff like that, which are great programs. But even myself, I remember back when I started my fitness journey, before I had even touched the weight or got on the treadmill, that I made a similar commitment to myself, which was like, Reggie, you're just going to work out 1 day a week for this first month. If you can commit to that, then after that, next month, take it up to 2 days a week. And I say that because I just think, sometimes, and some people do have the right mindset where they can overcommit and dive in and, go 5, 6, 7 days a week. But
burn
honestly,
out.
Yes. But I feel like the average person, when it comes to successfully starting and, like you said, committing, and then not only that, enjoying it too. I know it seems just from what you described with, Zumba, with Jafrican, moving over to Phoenix, and even coming with us, you found some type of enjoyment in it, which is important. I think a lot of people, when they start, they do it as a task.
Yes.
And it becomes tedious.
Yes.
You do have to start to find some type of like love, for exercising and working out. Because if you don't, it's
you
like
going to do it.
Yeah, it's like going to a job that you hate.
Right.
Eventually, you just going through the motions, and fitness and exercise is a choice. So it's not like you are indebted to go in there. It's not gonna make your living. It's not like how you make your livelihood. So I like how you started. So let me ask you this: from the time you started to like right before you were getting ready to start your first like challenge transformation with us, how did you see like your mindset changed?
When I first started, I think I was just doing it just to go have fun. You know, I fitness wasn't like it's not something I really was accustomed to. I work like I always been into working out with school. Like always been like an athlete. You know, so working out and stuff like that wasn't an issue. But I never did it like on a consistent basis. So when I started, I was like, let me just go see what this is all about. Just going to the class. Not understand like gyms and all that. Just going to the class. And as I started going, I started enjoying it. My mindset started like changing to where if I didn't work out, I felt weird. Like it doesn't feel. It became a part of my routine. So from the beginning, starting years ago, it started off like as I'm gonna say like maybe it still is a hobby, but it was more so let me just try this out. And as years progressed, I started enjoying it, and I started introducing different types of workout. And there was some workouts I didn't like, and I was like, well, you're not gonna always like anything, but in order for me to get better, I have to continue to work on it to make progress. So over the years, I think what got me to get to where I am now is the more so the desire to see myself in a different state. So my mind starts when I meet one level, I was like, okay, maybe let me see what if I can do once I can go to the next level. You know, or if I try this class, how can I get stronger? My mindset changed because I wanted to see myself on a different level. I think that's more so.
You would hit that goal or hit the objective you set, and then you would say, all right, let me go on to the next one.
Right.
Which is great. I think, I definitely think that's a great mindset to have, because if you don't, as you can kind of just get content where you are, and kind of get stuck. But yeah, that's
and motivating people too. Like sometimes when I go and I do, people like, oh, I want to come to this class. So by me saying you're gonna come, like, okay, if you come, I'm gonna go with you. It became a part of me, but then also helping other women who's been in my shoes as well too, who do not know where to start. I think the biggest thing is, where do I start? But like you stated, is finding something that you like. So people's like, well, everybody don't like dance classes. And some people don't like going to the gym because they don't like being in big groups. They want to work out by themselves. So I'll be like, well, do you like cycling? I'm just using cycling as an example. Try a cycling class. And some people, I don't want to do it by myself. Okay, well then I'm gonna come and do it with you. I'm gonna do a cycling class with you, because someone got me into. I didn't go into. My friend probably said, "Come to this class." I probably wouldn't have started. I mean, I probably would later on or something, but by somebody introducing it to me, that helped my mindset too, by being able to help others, because they see me being a plus size girl, being able to do certain movements or doing certain type of workouts. I'm like, oh, well, let me come try it too. So they kept me going as well.
And but just thinking back on that, even for our community, that's what I love about our community, because I think, and just actually like now within the last several years or decade, beforehand you would see like on the internet and social media, like in order to be considered fitness motivation, you had to have like a certain type of physique or a certain type of state. You had to have abs or popping legs, and that was considered motivation. I love the transition that I've seen, just being in the fitness industry just last several years, because you're right. Like, you can be a plus size girl and be major motivation. You know what I'm saying? And for now women like you to be able to step into the spotlight and then shine that light onto the next woman coming behind you is, to me, actually more important than, and not putting anybody down who has that like just that awesome aesthetic appeal that most people see like on social media, or that's promoted in the normal market of the fitness industry. But a woman like you is just as important as that woman that you see who has a 2% body fat.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, no, and I say that just to say, because yes, honestly, I've recognized there are more women coming into and contemplating on starting their fitness journey or their health and wellness journey who are going to be able to relate actually more to you then I hate to say it, than the woman who has chiseled abs and legs and
the intimidation.
The intimidation, yeah.
The intimidation is real.
Yeah, like it's super important. It's super important. So tell me this. So when you finally did kind of Amanda brought you over to her car. I mean, I want to shout out to Amanda because hopefully if she watches this, she knows amazing. I love Amanda. Yes. But when you first stepped into our community day one at the Queen's compound with RCF, like, what were your thoughts?
I was scared. I didn't know what to think. Even before that,
because Amanda is how you found out about
yes,
it, right?
Amanda is cool. So I was I've been researching y'all. Actually, even before that, I inboxed so many times about the challenge, but I was like, I ain't ready.
How many months or years did you know about us before you decided to take the leap
of
faith?
Still within the same year, within this beginning of last year. So, but beginning of last year, but I was seeing, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
They say send an inquiry if you want to know about the challenge, and then I sent an inquiry, and I was like, okay, but I didn't do nothing about it. So as closer to the end of the year, or when Amanda finished that challenge, and that's when I started inquiring more about it. But I was scared. Like it's the fact that you have to give up control. And last December, before we had to we had to make the deposit and everything, I was like, okay, Keisha, do you want to do it? The biggest thing is I didn't want to go into 2022 the same as I did in 2021. So my mindset went from, if you don't make a change and do something different now, then you're going to be in the same position. And one of the biggest things is that my feet start swelling. So I have arthritis in both of my knees. But outside of that, I started having more health issues. I had a health scare to where I had to go get a stress test done last year. My feet started swelling more. I actually was getting scared that if I didn't do something about my weight, I didn't know how long I was going to probably be here. Like, I can get a blood clot. I mean, no matter what weight you are, things can happen. But for me personally, I started getting more scared for myself. And when I was talking to her, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. Because one reason I got me to do it because I feel like it was accountability that I needed. I didn't go into this challenge. My goal was to lose 30 pounds just to get under 300. That was my main goal because I started off at 343 to 343. But I wanted to just get under close as 300 as possible because I didn't know what to expect. But I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna have to eat this. I'm gonna have to go do this workout. But more so with that, I was scared for my life, and because I was like, I'm almost 400 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm almost 350, but I'm really about to be 400 pounds. I love myself. Can't nobody tell me nothing about me. If you know me, you know me personally. And I got to the point where I had to really accept that I had to do something different.
Yeah.
And it's a personal feeling inside for me because I come from a family who women we're thick, and growing up I wasn't a big girl, I was I don't know what they say use the term thick girl, whatever, but I don't know, over the years I just feel like I just lost myself. But I overcompensated by telling myself, oh, I'm still, I can do this, I can do that. If you tell me I can't, I'm gonna still do it. I kept thinking I was trying to prove other people wrong, but I think I was really trying to prove myself wrong.
Do you think other women, have you spoken or talk with other people, women who do that, or do you think that's something you just went through?
I think other women do it, but we don't acknowledge it. I think every woman have to make their own, whatever their insecurities are. For me personally, it was more so, I don't want nobody telling me what to do. Control is a big thing, and I just felt like it was a defense mechanism for me. If you felt like, oh, Keisha, don't eat this or do this, I felt like you were trying to target me. And I know you wasn't, and I think it was because I know I needed to make a change, but hearing it from someone else, I wasn't able ready to accept it. And I used my mom as an example because she kept telling me, Keisha, you cannot do this on your own. But when she said that, I thought she was just more so saying that I need to go the medical route, or she was just saying, she really was probably saying you need to get more help. Just going to the classes, it's not going to just help you.
Yeah.
But I took it as you just saying, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And when that came about, it was just, no, I'm just going to still do what Keisha wanted to do. Other women, I believe, whether if you're plus size or small, I think we all have that image that we want to get to. I think we all have things in our own mind that we like, okay, fear can really hinder us, or just it's knowing that I have this I want to work on, but how can I get there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep saying that word control because I was just like in denial, and I didn't really realize that until this year.
Yeah.
Because I look at my pictures now, I kept telling my friends or my family, I'm like, man, I was big.
Say family will never keep it real with you.
I was big, and they'll tell you in certain ways. Mm-hmm. But in my head, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because like I can wear this, I can wear that. I wanted to have to understand that they were trying to help me not just to lose weight to the physical aspect, but for health wise. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's like how you say it and how you do it. If I feel like it's coming off as a defense, my defense guard go all the way up. So I'm gonna be, I don't care what you say. Yeah. I'm gonna come back with something. No, I'm good. I don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. I don't need to do this. I'm okay. I go work out. I did juice cleanses. I did smoothie cleanses. Even in the groups that I was in, I had friends that was telling me too, like, Keisha, you may need to go to happy hour this week, or they'd be like, they were telling me,
yeah,
but I wasn't listening.
Those little hints.
It was hints, like they'd be like, Keisha, okay, I ain't seen you in class, but they'd be like, you want to work out, but then you finna go to this social event right after, or they'd be like, Keisha, it's okay, you can go do your, I keep saying social events, but whatever the case may be, whether it's a party or a family event, but you may not need to watch what you're eating. I'm a sauce person, so I add sauce to everything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add some sauce to it. I'm just going to be 100% real. In my head, I thought I was doing things right, but as the more I look at it, the more I start being accepting to where I was like, Keisha, you have like 3-4 margaritas and then thinking you finna go burn it off, but it's still, your body is still taking it in. So my body was just maintaining. Mm-hmm. I wasn't losing anything or doing anything because it was just maintaining from what I was.
Trade-off.
Just a trade-off.
Yeah. And now you said something that really caught me, and I think, a lot of women, well, there are women who can definitely relate to what you said, but like fear, in relation to fear and your self-defense mechanism, because you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of women sometimes do fear that they can't achieve better. Mm-hmm. So when they get to a certain point, it could be, physically or numerically, or psychologically, they're telling themselves that they can't do better, but they use that self-defense mechanism to say, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I like my size.
Yes.
When in all
reality,
that's
a good one.
Yeah, when all reality in the back of their minds, they know they may not be, but admitting that to themselves is one of the biggest fears. So they, like you said, they kind of use that as a self-defense mechanism to say, like, I'm just gonna maintain where I'm at,
right?
And
or feel like you what someone else said is actually right, and it's more so like I had to agree with the other person is saying, like what they're saying is true. Like you do have to lose some weight, and I guess. You don't know what people go through. You don't know if they've been hearing this all their life. You don't know if they're working out may not be. They keep saying, "Oh, I can't," but there's different triggers. There's different things that people can go through mentally to where if you were a plus size woman your whole life, or if you was small, then you gained some weight, or if you're going through whatever case you're going through in your life, whether if it's a breakup or if it's marriage or if it's just work, different stressors. I'm just saying stressors in general. Those all could play a role into your journey of where you want to be. For me, it was like, I think for me, it was more so of having to accept that I need to do more. For first realize that people who love you, they're not going to tell you anything wrong. They're just trying to help you. But no matter how much you're trying to help me, until I start receiving it differently, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I know you love me. I know you're trying to help me, but I could not let that guard down. And I think other women may be in the same boat too. It can be intimidation, or it can be more so of, have you really accepted it for yourself?
Yeah.
You have to accept it for yourself.
That's gold. Yeah. So let me ask you this: like, between then and now, like, what fears do you think you had to overcome, other than what we just talked about? Any other fears, or not really? That was really just the main fear.
No, a fear of failing. The fear of doing it and then not getting the results that you think you should get. Because that was one reason I didn't want to do it. I thought about block out the challenge. Because what if I do it and I don't lose weight, or if I'm in the same place that I'm in? And so the fear of failing was my big thing.
Failing who? You?
Failing.
Your mom?
Failing
whoever.
me, and then also maybe failing others too, but just more so failing myself. Like, what if I do this and I don't even know what the results could be because I ain't even did it. But just what if I do it? I'm anticipating it before it even happened anyways, because I'm an overthinker. I think about things. I'm like, but just the fear of being in the same place I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, just more so of not seeing it all the way through, or just not getting the certain results, I would say. Yeah. Or starting and not finishing. Or one of my biggest, I'm gonna say, setbacks for me is that throughout the years I used to get injured. So I feel like every time I start something comes up, and then I have to stop or put a hold to it. Like, I've twisted my ankle before. My knees has been one of my biggest setbacks too. So I was like, what if I do this and then I get hurt again? I get hurt or something in. I can't work out, or I can't finish it out, you know? Am I going to still be in the same place?
Yeah.
So just fear in general of, I think, psyching yourself out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And one thing I always like to tell people too, and, you know, I think we all have to recognize that, and you could probably piggyback off of this, is like, sometimes when we're going through something, it's like a challenge. And I'm not even talking about like a weight loss. I'm just about challenges in general. Like, we feel like we're alone. Yeah. Like, did you ever like feel like that at any point in time?
I did, because even though you still have people, say your support group, people with room for you, I feel like some people still don't understand. Like, seeing how you go into a workout class and you can't run as fast as someone else, or you probably can't lift as much as someone else, or telling yourself that you can do it, but then something happened and it doesn't work out, or whatever the case may be. I think we put in too much high expectations of yourself can help you be more, is what leads you to be more fearful, because you already anticipating, you know.
So what expectations would you say somebody coming in brand new should set?
Small goals. Because I used to try to set high ones first.
So what's a small goal compared to the big goal to you, now that you've been in it?
I would even say come to one class first. See how that class is. Or if you want to lose 20 pounds, we'll start off with 5 pounds. Instead of saying, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Because I used to do that. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I don't know where that 10 pounds is at, because it ain't go nowhere. 10 pounds didn't go nowhere. But start off small. Know that it's okay to start off small. For me personally, I used to think that I had to go big, you know. Yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I used to try. I try to compete with other people in my head. Because I was like, again, it wasn't about the fitness. It was like, because you're smaller than me, I can do this too. I feel like I got to prove people wrong, because I was bigger. But I think it wasn't about them. It was me fighting against myself. I felt like people still looking at you, oh, because you big, you can't do this. Again, it goes back to my own back insecurities, you know. People look at you, oh, you good, Keisha, you doing this and that, but deep down, y'all know I'm fighting this every day. In the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I have to come up with a smile, you know, sometimes, but then I'm like, I'm tired, you know, or why am I pushing myself to do 4 classes? And I'm like, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Keisha, why you just want to do 3 or do 2? So people who are trying to start off, it's okay to start off small. It's okay to try that 1 class, and you may not even like it.
Yeah.
But try something else.
Yeah, I agree.
Try something else.
I agree, and I think, you know, a lot of people, you talk about these fears and like setbacks. I think there are probably millions of women right now who can relate to you. And I would say, like, I know for me watching, I know one of the biggest setbacks was like your knees. Like, so just what was, now you can talk about that. You can tell, because I want to, that's the point of this. Like, for women who, not even just women, men, anybody in general, choosing to put themselves first. And what was like the setbacks or fears you had with your knees and working out and getting these results that you did and overcoming that, or just learning to sustain your journey to where you at now?
The hard-headed Keisha wanted to just keep pushing. The control Keisha wanted to just say, regardless, just keep going. You see somebody running, you go run too. The trainers and coaches that I've come encounter with telling me that you can modify. Don't try to keep up with everyone else. It's okay if you can't step up on a 8 inch, you may have to do 4. But I felt like I was being less. I felt like it's not the same, but someone really showing me that it's okay to modify it. It's okay that you don't have to go all out at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's okay to gradually get yourself there.
Yeah.
With my knees, I had to realize, Keisha, if you keep going, you ain't gonna be able to work out. Me realize that I'm gonna injure myself even more trying to do something that I'm not able to do if I don't take it easy. So what really got me is realizing that I'm gonna hurt myself more if I don't take a step back and say, okay, you can't do the squat, but maybe you can't do the squat, but maybe you can do another movement. Or you can't jump up, but you can do a step up. You know, you can't do this 20 pound, but you can do a 5 or 10 pound.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I have to realize it doesn't make me any less.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to really understand that.
Yeah, and I asked that question because over the years I get so many people who come in, and the first thing they do if they have like any type of ailments, knees, back, shoulder, they say, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it." And I would see you over the last several months and now over a year, like, even though there were certain things you may have not been able to do, like we'll use Amanda for example, but I would see how you did not quit. And you would find a way. Even, a lot of people use the excuse like, oh, well, if I don't know a way, there is no way. But when I would watch you, like, even though that wasn't, you may have not been able to pursue it that way, what I loved about it is you found a way.
Right.
Now, let me ask, when you found that way, because I would see you during the challenges, doing your homework, that Coach Denise gave to me. We're going to talk about Coach Denise more too. But, like, what did you do? Did you take that proactive route? Did you go find modifications yourself? Did you ask around? How did you find a way?
Honestly, just to go back over the years, that all the workouts of going and Zumba, going to Japanese Fitness, going to Phoenix, are the people, the trainers and the instructors. They show me the modified way, and they keep saying, "Someone will say, no, Keisha, stop." Do this. So I've taken everything that I've learned over the years with that's why I say so many people have played a role in this journey. This journey did not just start at 90 Day of this year. This journey started years ago because everybody that played a role in this journey for me has said, you know what, it's okay. They showed me different modifications. They showed me, say, okay, you can't do this, but you can do this way. Instead of you trying to do a jump up, or I'm gonna use a burpee. Doing burpees. It's okay to do the The modified burpee. Because technically that's even harder than doing that gives more energy doing the regular burpee.
Yeah.
But all the modifications that I've learned over the years has helped me to where I am now.
Yeah.
So I've learned that as I started dropping more weight, I am able to do different movements without modifying. But I still learned that it's okay that you have limits. It's okay that because we all have limits in different areas. But I've learned all the different modifications over the years to help me get to where I am now. I've some of them I do go and I'll look up, but mostly it's from past experience, from what I've gained from being taught. But I actually just it's installed in me. It's installed in my head, and that every time I'm like, oh, I remember I can't do this. So I remember some trainer or coach or even just somebody who maybe taking the class, they be like, do it this way, you know? So it's not just all the trainers. I'm actually still learning, I'm going to say community people who are showing me different workouts from what they've experienced.
Yeah.
So they say, okay, don't do this jump up, do it this way. So overall, just over the years, all the different ways I was taught to modify different movements, I utilize that now.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna let's fast forward to where we are right now, because I know I told you I think we're giving a lot of information, which is great. We're gonna continue to get that, but you gotta toot your horn. I need we're gonna inspire the people to let them know like why you sitting in this chair. So currently, in your fitness journey, how many pounds? How much could you guesstimate around about how much you've lost so far since you started? From your highest amount, which you said was about 350 to now, so how much do you think have you lost?
I've now post challenge I did gain a little bit back.
Well, let me be more specific. So I know you started in, of course, the 90 day in January of this year, and you have how much? So
in 90 days I was able to lose.
You lost since then?
The 90 day I lost 75, and then I did the 60 day I lost another 40. So over 110.
So 110 in a matter of about 6 months, right?
Yeah, in 5 months.
Oh, 5 months. Don't let me
get my 5 months. No, but so I would say the total I've lost maybe 100, maybe 110 pounds altogether in those 5 months. And even now, I've been able to maintain it. I still go and drop I think I'll probably drop 10 more, and then. No, life happens.
You still a socialite. Life happens.
Yes, but more so, I'm gonna say in total 110.
So, how do you think since then you now maintained it?
What really helped me is from the challenge. The tools that I learned in the challenge has really helped me continue to go into classes, of course. So I probably do at least 4 to 5, between 3 to 5 classes a week. So my minimum is nothing less than 3.
So that means on average you're probably working out 3 hours per week at the least.
Right, at the least, yes. And meal prepping, that's one of the biggest things. When I don't meal prep, I'm off because I'm going to go pick up something from here. Again, meal prepping helps me know what I'm eating. It helps me know I have that consistent meals. Compared to when I don't meal prep, I'm probably want to easily go stop at somewhere I'm not supposed to stop at.
How often do you meal prep? Once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week?
So I meal prep when I meal prep on Sundays, but I meal prep for the whole week. Okay. So for 5 days. Okay. So at least from Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, and then sometimes I use Friday as an off day. So I'm saying for 4 days. 4 days.
What meals have you seen work best for you?
When I do a meat, so when I do a protein and vegetables, and when I stick to the carbs, the good carbs, for sweet potatoes or I'm not really a rice person, but I do if I do a balsamic rice. I like that rice. That rice is something that I've come more accustomed to. But mostly if I stick to a good breakfast, which some of the queens at the compound got me on these protein pancakes. Amazing. So if I do some eggs and some these turkey sausage, this jalapeno turkey sausage, the HEB. Okay. I'm telling y'all right now too. Right. That's something as well. But no, If I stick to like having a good breakfast, I've learned from y'all not to. I'm a snacker. That's my issue. When you eat a meal.
Yeah.
So the less I snack, the more meals I eat, but they're smaller.
Okay.
So I stick to like salads and proteins or like meats and vegetables and stuff like that.
So how many meals you just said? Smaller meals. How many meals do you think you average per day now, compared to when you first started your journey?
Oh, 3. I can do at least 3
So
to
you
4.
average about 3 meals per
Yeah,
day.
breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. Post challenge, at least 3 meals.
What do you think about that saying? Like, and I'm asking you from your experience. What do you think of that saying about, oh, you need to eat 5 meals a day? Do you think that's true to be successful?
I think it helps because it's smaller. I mean, they say
But have
4.
you ever ate 5 meals a day?
Before the challenge, no, no, I didn't. I wasn't even getting enough food in, to be honest. So sometimes I'm not really a breakfast person. That was hard for me. I don't really get an appetite till like around 11, around lunchtime. So I have to encourage myself to eat in the morning.
Yeah.
So I do like a protein shake. But I noticed that when I did start eating in the morning, my body started getting adapted to, I started getting hungry like 3 or 4 hours later.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I have like a salad or some protein or something like that.
So eating in the morning, you noticed it was important to you and your results and like the trajectory of your metabolism speeding up.
Yes.
So how early do you think you would eat in the morning, or within like what time frame, like the first 30 minutes, hour? Or you wake up at 5, 6, 7, 8? What was your strategy?
If I did like a morning class, like the 5 a.m. class, I eat right after that. So like around 6 or 7. But if I don't do a morning class, I eat like around about 7, 8.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll eat something.
And how many meals do you think you were once you noticed you started doing that, you were eating per day? Was it still about 3?
It was probably about 3 to 4.
Okay.
I didn't really hit the 5 mark, but I'll do 3 to 4 because I do a lot of like eating and workouts. So I try to, depending on what classes, I probably try to eat something right before it or right after.
Yeah.
So I count protein shakes. Of course, this is a meal, so I still count them as well. But I'll try to make sure I'm eating right after the workout, like the evening workouts. But it's like a meat and a vegetable. So I learned to cut my carbs out at a certain time. That's what really helped me. My body, I think, really gravitates to carbs. So when I cut my carbs out and I focus on that meat and like a vegetable, that helped me because I'm able to burn it off as well.
What time did you cut your carbs out that work for you, that you know is work best for you?
Around 3.
Around 3.
Before 3.
What time you normally go to sleep? On average.
On average, I would say about 10, like 11.
So 7 hours off the carbs. So you on average, you wake around 5, 6, 7, 8. What time do you normally wake up?
I wake up like around 7.
So 7.
7.
Then you would do your protein shake or your turkey sausage or the pancakes. Usually within, you said, the first 30 minutes.
30, if I wake up, I'm trying to do at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then I usually eat lunch like around by 12, like before 1 on a good day, not a busy day. And I usually have a meat, a carb, and a vegetable for lunch. And then if I eat something right before I work out, it's just a carb and a vegetable. I mean, a meat and a vegetable.
Okay.
And then in the evening, because I'm getting home, depending on what time I get home late from class or whatever, it'd be like a protein shake or a meat and a vegetable.
Okay. That makes sense.
So,
and the reason why I asked that question, because even me, it's so much information. It's a multitude of information now out here in the world, especially with social media and the internet. There people think or hear they're like, the standard is, you have to eat 5 meals in order to be successful. Me, I've seen so many different strategies and structures and rules work for so many different people, but I don't think that has to apply to everybody.
Everybody's different. I think that's something scare people too. They'll be like, I can't eat that much. Some people don't realize, they be like, I'm gonna eat 1 meal a day. And what I've learned, that's not good either, because your body is still don't have that energy. Even if you're not working out, eating 1 meal a day, that's not gonna help your body. Your metabolism. What I also learned too, I didn't get enough water in. I wasn't drinking enough water. My body, for me, when I get my water intake in, it helps flush out all my toxins or whatever the case may be. But if I drink, of course, they're like, how much water you drink? I would drink like at least 64 ounces, close to a gallon. Not every day. Depends on a good day, I can get a gallon in. Depends on what's going on. But my minimum, I try at least to get 64. When I don't get that water in, my body starts to, if I get on the scale, it's going to be higher because it's holding on to whatever I've been eating or whatever the case may be. I know I have to get at least in 64 ounces of water or more a day. I don't, but all the time. But when I do, I see a dramatic change, and it helps me as well too.
Yeah. I think that's great information because it's just so much. It's good to hear it from the horse's mouth and based off like what worked for you.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. So cool. We got food. What do you think was the best cardio for you? Like, what was maybe like your top 2 or 3 like cardio that you saw was the most effective for you? Especially like when you having your knee elements and stuff like that. What do you think?
Like in general, overall,
yeah,
or are they doing a challenge or just?
I mean, let's say doing the challenge. I guess when you got the results.
Honestly, for me, Mesu.
Okay, well, for the average person who don't know,
all around
the world, it's people they ain't never been to Houston.
Well,
let them know what that is.
More so, Mesu is a cardio class, but because I was able to use the heavy weight, Coach Kim, woo woo. Yeah. But being able to use that Mesu ball helped me in my stomach area. Yeah. Like it's weighted, but also bringing it down. That as well as the cardio that we was able to do in between the class. I would never really use the Mesu ball before. Yeah, the same before now. But it was how I'm able to. I feel like the weights, as far as with the strength that you have to have, as well as just like the target of the movement. Just keep bringing it out. That was one of the good things.
And I do remember when you did that first challenge a lot, and probably second one too. I always noticed you were off to the side doing your slam ball homework.
That was one of my. I want to say that was one of my favorite homework. It was in a sense because I really started realizing how much it helped my stomach area. Yeah, it really did. Outside of so I'm saying red shit, but if any class I can do that's this impact on my knees, but I'm able to move was really helpful for me. So in red shit because we're doing more cardio and we're still doing weights. Yeah. So I noticed for my body when I'm able to do cardio and weights, I'm able to burn more. So it helps my frame and it helps me to lose more as well too. Yeah. But I was able to do sprints, which something I was not able to do prior to as much on the treadmill. Okay. That helped me a lot with my weight loss as well too, the running. But weightlifting was good for me too because I didn't have to put too much on my knees as well. So the torture classes that we had, I was able to lift more. Yeah, that helped me as well too.
Okay. That's good to know. I think it's somebody. I'm pretty sure somebody taking notes. Yes, they're trying to see what's this.
Yeah, I know. Cool. But it was the cardio part being able to in general just being able to move helps you. Yeah. So what I try to do, I'll use my watch and see what my heart rate is. So I try to get to make sure my heart stays above a little bit heart rate. So I try to move as much as I can in any class that I take. Okay. So instead of just barely moving, I try to make sure I'm at a certain heart rate, so that way I feel like I'm burning more. So the more I move, the better it's helping me. I probably can't go as fast as I would like, but I just challenge myself, Okay. But any type of cardio, I'm gonna just say any cardio class really helps me.
So let me ask you this kind of where you are. You've been through the phases of the challenge. You've been through now maintenance mode. From your experience, maintenance mode versus losing mode or dropping or trying to get results mode. How much cardio do you think you do now or you've done for maintenance versus cardio you were doing to get the results you did? Like let's say per week. Like if you could guesstimate, like it may be like maintenance mode is 3 hours per week, but when you were like really hitting it, trying to just get it, like were you doing like 10 hours per week? Like what's the difference right now between those two?
Maintenance right now, for the week, I'm say like 3 to 4 hours.
In addition to the 3 to 4 hours you do with the classes.
Yes. In addition to that, to get the weight off.
Or is that same?
It's the same. It's the same. No, it's the same.
So you're counting your cardio as your classes are cardio.
Yeah, on my classes.
It's the same. Oh, synonymous. Okay.
Yeah, together.
I think that they'll want to know that. Like when you're doing like classes and that's just straight classes, and then we're doing cardio too, which equated to about 8 hours on average.
Oh no, I'm gonna say average of like 3 to 4, but it's I take cardio classes. So I'm the type of person, if you give me a class, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah,
I love classes.
Yeah.
Compared to if you making me want to do something outside of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit harder.
I think that,
that's just I know it works for me. Classes works for me. Doing things on my own, I'm gonna be a little bit not as disciplined because it's just something that if I go to a class, that energy. If I see somebody else, I'm like, oh, okay, let me just push myself. Or somebody else saying, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Compared to when I was trying to drop the weight, it's triple that. Like 8 hours of cardio, throughout the week, probably more. Because I test myself, even if it's like I'm doing more sprints, I'm doing more ellipticals, I'm doing, I ain't do swimming as well I would like, but bike, using the bike, using the rolls. But I was able to understand that cardio is not always just running, I understand how the rolls is still cardio because that's, you burning doing the rolls. The Stairmaster. Lord Jesus. The Stairmaster is a whole nother story, but it helps as well too.
Very effective.
And I used to try to want to start off high. Let me just do 5 minutes.
That's a good way to start.
Do 5 minutes. Okay, then let me do another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've learned different workouts that I can do. That's not always okay. I feel like I have to go outside and run.
Yeah.
Or I had to you get on the treadmill or whatever the case may be. So being able to find other cardio, even like the skiers, that's cardio, because you're moving and you at a fast pace or whatever. The lateral elliptical, I try to use all different types of cardio machines.
Yeah.
So that was part of my cardio.
Yeah, I agree. That's one thing people don't know. Like, unless you kind of in the program, like variation is key. The key it's nothing wrong with doing one thing consistently.
Right.
But when you have that variation with like especially your cardio, and even of course we have a lot of variation with the classes, but somebody looking from the outside in, the variation of cardio keeps your body guessing and keeps those results progressing.
Yes.
That's why I say that's my kind of model. Keep your body guessing, keep your results progressing.
Yes.
And so that's why I think that's like really important. But that's why I asked that question, because you may have somebody watching this video and they may want to lose 110 pounds. Right. But I don't want them to think they can lose 110 pounds just by doing 3 hours of workout a week. It's doable, but that's why I want them to know the difference.
And changing it up helped me going in the morning and in the afternoon. So that was doing 2 days. Because before the challenge, I'm not going to say I wasn't, because I did do some morning class. Because I'll get up and go to the cycling class and then probably hit another class in the afternoon. So, but switching it up and just finding out, like you said, you keep doing the same workout, your body going to get used to it. So maybe hitting the morning class and doing a cardio, but then doing a toning class or a weight class in the afternoon. Psyching your body out is what really helped me as well too.
Yeah.
But I think what really helped me in my fitness journey is outside the workouts is the eating. That was the biggest thing for me. The eating, my body.
Like you said, you've been working out since 2011.
Exactly.
So
it wasn't. I'm not working out. Wasn't the strength. It was the eating. Find out what your body gonna hold on to. What you need to cut off. I'm a sweet person. I'm a fruit person. Or I'm a snacker. I really wasn't a big eater, so I made just like the people who I may eat 1 or 2 times a day. But then I'm snacking on little things, So I think understanding that your body needs fuel, your body needs energy. If I'm going to go work out, but my body don't have no energy to go, I don't have no protein, or I don't have the vegetables or whatever the case may be, my body is holding on to it. Was holding on to whatever it holds on to get that energy. Because I'm burning, but what is it burning if I don't have the right, I'm gonna say, ingredients in your body.
So let me ask you this, but I believe I'm cool with sticking to a meal plan and finding out what's good for you, like when it comes to nutrition wise. But I'm just like you. I'm a natural socialite, so I like to go out. I'm just like the average person. Like I like to enjoy the foods I like. I like to drink when I do socially with my friends. So how did you find that balance, and how are you finding or maintaining that balance now outside of the challenge after you you've gotten the results you are. Because that's the part that you have to, when you don't have that person over your shoulder looking and telling you what to do, you have to start analyzing yourself and assessing what works for you. So like, where are you at, and what have you found out about yourself post 110 lost Markesha?
That I had to learn how to say no. I had to learn not to say you have to be at this event or you have to go to that event. I had to learn how to sit with myself. I always felt like I had to be on the go. I always felt like I had to, if you invite me, I felt like I had to go because I had to support you. It's a part of my nature, but I didn't know how to turn people down. I didn't know how to be able to sit at home and feel like you have to go to the event or whatever the case may be. But post challenge, what helped me is that me realize I don't want to go backwards. If I do not, somebody's not gonna always be on my shoulder saying, Keisha, go do this or go do that. Accountability is real. That would really help me get to this point. But I have to realize there's not gonna always be somebody there. Do I wanna? And if I did not set personal goals for me, like, okay, so somebody's having this, instead of going to 3 or 4, just go to 1. If this family member, because my family is big, so we probably have event every week. So I have to tell myself that it's okay that you don't make it, or if you go, you can say hi and bye, or more so of just telling myself, Keisha, it's okay to say no. I think that was really, I learned from it, and that's what I'm doing now. Trying not to always just up and just go. And then also in the back of my mind, because again, post challenge, life happens. In the back of my mind, I say, okay, if I don't eat right, if I don't work out, it's hard to get it off, but it's easy to come back. Next thing you know, you 20 pounds, 30 pounds heavier based off just going, I don't want to go back in my old routine.
Yeah.
So I realized this is my new routine now. Meal prepping. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to miss it. I meal prep every week. But when I notice that I haven't, I'm like, okay, no, you need to get it together. So I'm meal prepping, getting my water in, not trying to go to 3 or 4 or 5 events in a month, So I have to set boundaries for myself. So that's what's more so.
And it's great you said that, because I think for me now, like, I've pushed the factor of like developing a maintenance mindset. And, because I think, it's not just the physical set that you want to change and have to change. Like, everybody wants to lose weight.
Right.
But, I think even for myself over the last kind of decade of doing this and dealing with thousands of people when it came to like their weight loss journeys and just improving their health, like, it's more so the mindset that you have to change in conjunction with your physical state, and I say that because, because if you don't develop, like, even for myself, and a maintenance mindset and understanding, like, what you need to do on your own, then you're right. Like, you're going to go back to where you were initially.
Correct. Like, 100% mentally. And if you're not mentally there, you're going to do whatever.
Yeah.
And you're going to be I was easily influenced and stuff too. Not saying people would tell me, oh, just come and go. I just personally just felt like that was just like my life. I had to just be on the go. I had to be doing this and doing that. When you really get to the point where you're just tired, my overall journey is because I was tired. I was tired of being in the same place. I was tired of my feet swelling up. I was tired of having certain limitations, health-wise, I don't want to be tired anymore. Not saying I don't want to. I'm 36 years old, and I have to. As soon as I finish walking, I'm looking down at my feet, and it looks like a big old bubble or something. I don't even know what to call it, but it's not pleasing. Or having certain having certain scares that you realize. And I think one time I was going to sleep, and it was just hard for me to breathe, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I knew I was big, but I didn't know I was big, if that makes sense. I didn't accept that I was big. And it kept going to the point, I'm going to say overweight. Oh, yeah, just being tired. I mentally got to this point. I wasn't mentally there before. That's why I wasn't able to get to where I was. I wasn't mentally there.
Yeah.
And if anybody who's want to start their journey, you mentally have to get there first.
Yeah.
Because the physical aspect, the losing weight to just put on to look good, that's just a plus for me. That's a plus because you can be a certain weight but still not feel good on the inside.
True. That's true.
Yeah, you have to be mentally. What are you doing this for? Are you doing this for yourself? Or are you doing this for someone else? I didn't want to do this for nobody else. At one point, certain things I was doing because I was trying to do it for other people, but I finally got to the point where I want to do this for me, and I finally got to the point where no matter what it takes, I cannot be 340 something pounds no more. I mentally couldn't do it. I was mentally tired, and I mentally want to be somewhere in a different place.
Yeah.
I want to get up and be able to move around. I want to, without breathing hard or walking to a certain distance or whatever the case may be. And my doctors kept telling me, you have to get this weight off your knees. So like you said, just in general, mentally being in a certain place helps you get to where you need to be.
Yeah, I love you had that mindset shift, and you're right. Like I totally agree. Like when you do things for the best of you, whether it be health or whatever, you can't do it for nobody else. You got to do it for yourself because
You're not gonna last.
Yeah, it's. I heard one of our coaches, talk about temporary consistency. Shout out to Coach Anthony. But yeah, I think a lot of us, even myself, when we sometimes do certain things, we have that temporary consistency mindset, and we do, like you said, for the wrong things. But once we have that consistent consistency, if that makes sense, like that's when that shift happens, and that's true. Because I think now let me ask you this, like, so you got the mindset now, but for me, I've recognized there's 3 different types like of accountability that helps with people's journeys. You have self accountability, you have communal or community accountability, and you got that coaching accountability. From what I know, you've of course experienced all 3. But let's talk about like how those affected you,
Okay.
with your results. Like we of course, within the challenge, I know you got that strong sense of coaching accountability, and then after I think that it's crazy. I think it actually is reversed when it comes to the development of each one, especially within our community, because people see, of course, we have these challenges and stuff, and that's when you get that first set of strong level of accountability, which is the coaching accountability, which I think is that's your booster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And second, within our community, even if you don't have a community, I think just finding somebody that you can have that communal accountability or that partner-based accountability, and that's usually the second thing that happens, usually after you kind of get the information and the blueprint to what you need to do. But the last phase is usually that develops is the self-accountability.
Yes.
So let's talk about how it started with your accountability with your coach.
Okay.
So I know she's going to want to hear this.
You have to know yourself. You need to know what type of accountability you need. I'm the type of person where I can have someone that's soft. As far as I need someone that's going to be like, get your behind up and go get this done. Or if I come to you and be like, I got this going on, I can't do this, and you tell me, oh, okay, then I'm gonna go that easy route, But compared to my coach, what she did, she stayed on me. It was more so of, if I come with an excuse my words, I don't give a damn, go get it done. But what stand on me, showing me that you have to want this more than I do. She Denise was able to, she knew what I can do, but she's told me, I cannot want this more than you want this, She's not the type of coach to where if you keep coming with excuses. She's the type of coach that I'm going to stay on you. If I ask you for this and you do not give me this, this is what your consequences are going to be. If you do not do it, then why are we in this program? Why are you doing this program?
Yeah.
You know? The compassion that she had helped me as well too. In the sense of, she don't know what's going on unless you tell her. Mm-hmm. It's times to where if I didn't send my meals, but then I get on the scale and I come to her like, why are you complaining? You didn't even send me your meals. Mm-hmm. How can I help you? Mm-hmm. You can't come to me with that. You know, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, how can I help you?
Yeah,
it's that hard love, that hardcore love. I'm the type of person, because I'm not hard headed. I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
I need someone that's gonna bring it back to me 10 times more.
Yeah, because like you said, you like to have control.
So. I like to have control, but I had to let go of that control in order to get to where I was. I had to be able to trust. Mm-hmm. I have to trust my coach. Mm-hmm. If you don't trust your coach, you have no business getting a coach or a trainer or whoever the case may be. If I wanted to still be in control, why it was no point in me being in this challenge. Yeah. I had to trust her to know what she was doing to get me to where I was. I had to communicate with her in order to let her know what I was doing. When I was tired, if I'm tired, or if I felt like I was over something, I had to let her know. So she wasn't. Some people need a coach. Every coach have a different styles. Mm-hmm. Some people need that soft touch. Mm-hmm. I can't. You can't do a soft touch with me because I'm probably gonna run and I'm gonna run with it. You know.
Yeah. That's.
I needed someone to just stay on me and more so be like, okay. You can look at me. She can probably look at me and say, "You ain't did something," or "You what did you do last night? What did you do this weekend?"
Yeah.
This is what I did. So I have to like, if I got on the scale, and one time I cried because I was trying to see how I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Over a weekend. She said, "Keisha, what did you do?" I told her, "No. What did you do? Mm. What did you eat?" Mm-hmm. Well, my family did have a party, and I did just try this and this and that. She said, "Well, what do you mean? This is what you're doing." Okay, now let's go get some sprints done. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna add some more to your workout. Or if she thought it's like she knew what I needed without even me knowing that I knew she knew what I needed, and I did not go against her. Mm. She told me to do it, I did it. She told me to eat this, even though I was tired and didn't want it, I ate it. I followed her plan. I didn't follow Markesha's plan. So by me following her plan, by me trusting her, and by me letting go of control, I built a connection with my coach.
Yeah.
And she didn't have anything. And it's like, she was like, be real with me, be honest with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So how can I help you if you're not being honest?
Yeah, that's true. And shout out to Coach Denise. That's one of my amazing team members.
Forever, Coach. Forever. I hope you.
Yeah,
forever.
I love that name, that moniker y'all gave me, because she's one of my amazing team members who, when she first got into this with me, understood the vision and aligned herself with my mission. And I've doing this almost 10 plus years now, and I just major blessing to have Coach Denise on my squad.
Yeah, it's a true blessing, because again, shout out to all the coaches and all the trainers.
Everybody's amazing.
But she was real with me. When I tell you, I inboxed her about something, and she was like, "Keisha, you gotta get out this world. You gotta make a decision. What do you want? Do you want to be outside, or do you want to get these goals?" Mm-hmm. I was like, "Damn, like, oh, like." One time I even cried. Like, I cried because I was like, she was right.
Yeah.
I had to accept what I didn't want to accept. Like, it's the truth.
Yeah.
You have to be honest, transparent. Like, you can't sugarcoat it.
That's so true. I tell people all the time, when you have a coach, you need that transparent truthfulness.
Yes.
You know, somebody who's gonna give it to you straight up, no chaser.
Yes.
Because I mean, the world ain't gonna do that.
They're not.
The doctor ain't gonna do that when you get to the doctor and they say, "Hey, Keisha, you need to da 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 da."
They're not.
You know. So I agree. I love it.
I had to say, Keisha, it's not what you want. You're not in control. If you want to be in control, then you go back and do it your way. My way was not working.
Yeah.
So overall, like she put that time into it, you know, and I thank her for knowing me as a client, you know, understanding what my needs were and understanding that, okay, this is what we got to do. This is what you need to do. You're either gonna do it or you don't. If I don't do it, who lose? She not losing out. I'm losing out.
And they say that tough love builds tenacity. So
and she definitely, yeah, you know. So. But again, it goes to knowing what you need. But I really realize it is like what I'm putting in my mouth too. So
and you said something key to a lot of people don't understand when they come into our program. This is in general.
Yeah.
Like when you're given a program, you're gonna give a base. You'll be given a baseline. Blueprint of what to do.
Right.
But the people who, and I've honestly seen this over the last several years, who really, like you, achieve amazing results are the ones who go above and beyond.
Right.
You know?
And I think that's what helped me as well, too. I may picked up an extra class or some of the girls out there say, girl, do you live at the gym? Do you live at the gym? You here in the morning and afternoon? Yeah.
I keep it real. You don't lose 110 pounds in 5 months just by doing average.
You don't.
Putting average effort. People don't understand.
You don't. 6 days a week, twice a day.
Yeah, let them know. That's it.
Even more. Like, and even coming or doing the classes
we had about 6 days a week, 1 hour a day.
No. It's coming in the morning at 5 a.m. Maybe doing torture that's doing the other class at 6, torture our weight training class, and then coming in the evening and doing your classes or coming in and do my homework. I knew that if I strayed away and say, oh, everything that she gave me was checked off.
Like I tell people though, don't count the cost, count the consistency.
It's the consistency.
A lot of people count the cost. They look at how far they have to go, and they end up psyching themselves out.
Exactly.
It's about just day in like you did, day in, day out, staying consistent, and not being so focused on the end goal. Just making sure where you're currently at within your goal, and doing what you need to do to the best of your abilities.
Mindset wise, I had to stop thinking ahead. I'm a person trying to think ahead. I'm trying to think about what I got. I get my plan. I'm like, oh, I gotta do all this. I say, Keisha, focus on today.
Focus on today.
One workout at a time.
Yep.
Finish that workout, then do the next.
Yep.
You never know who's rooting for you.
True.
I did this for me, but it just showed that it can be done. If you get your mindset together, if you take yourself out of being in control, and if you have to trust your coach. You have to trust yourself too. You definitely have to trust yourself. It's easy to say I'm tired. It's easy to say I can't do it. You do have to listen to your body. I'm not saying don't listen to your body, but what I'm saying is you have to push yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and if you want it, you have to go and get it. I got on that scale, hit that 100-pound mark. Actually, 101.
Don't forget the one.
Can't forget the one. I said, I did it. It's hitting even 50 or 75. I was like, man, I was struggling trying to hit 30. I was struggling trying to hit 20 prior to it. But what the issue was before doing this challenge is that I was in control. I was trying to do it the Keisha way.
Yeah.
I could not do it Keisha way no more. I trusted someone. I followed their lead. I followed the program. I trust the process. I had to fully change my mindset. My auntie always told me, you had it before, you can have it again, you just can't have it right now. Me and my aunt, they treats, we work out. We work out together. She calls and checks on me, but she's like my fitness mentor too as well. But she say, Keisha, everybody say, Keisha, we want to see you in a better place. Say, we know you can do it. You work out, but you have to get your eating under control. Yeah. You have to be more consistent. You're not consistent. People that hit me with the rib. I'm like. Again, that defense mechanism went back up. She said, you had it before. You know what it tastes like. You can have it again. You just can't have it right now. I said, starting in 90 days, it's 3 months. Dedicate myself for 3 months. Put me first. Yeah. Then 60 days came up because I still have more goals to hit. But outside of that, outside the challenge, even though I knew what to do before, because my mindset is different now. So I truly know what to do now. Yeah. I'm able to stop fighting myself. I'm not fighting myself no more.
I like that.
I'm not fighting myself anymore.
So let me ask you this before we, kind of trying to take all your time.
Yeah, no,
I can.
I know
but
this is my life now. This is my life.
You're right. It's a lifestyle change now. So piggybacking right off of that, what advice, information, inspiration would you give to this woman who's watching this? She's on the other side where you started, and she has or may want to lose that 100 pounds, but it seems so impossible. It seems almost unachievable. But she sees you where you're at right now, and you have just helped her maybe to believe that she can do this. Like what would Markesha tell her fellow sister, even fellow brother? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They may thinking just getting started. What would you tell them to do?
Let go for one. Let go of the control. When I say let go of control, you cannot do this journey by yourself. I fully understand what my mama was telling me. But for one, believe in yourself. Don't look at the next person. Don't put yourself in someone else's shoes. Put yourself in your own shoes, but be real with yourself. If you want it, you're going to have to make changes. You can't say I want this, but still doing the same thing you was doing before. And that's what I was doing. I say I want to lose weight, but I'm still living in the same lifestyle I was doing. Yeah. You have to make changes. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, I can't work out that much. I can't be in the gym all that time." If you want it, yes you can. Or I can't pay this or I can't pay that. Life is life. We all have things that we have to take care of. But we have to invest in ourselves. I have to invest in myself mentally. I have to invest in myself physically. I have to invest in myself financially. I have to invest in myself emotionally. I hope I said mentally. Yeah, I did say mentally. Mm-hmm. Mentally. Anybody who wants to start, don't try to put too much pressure on yourself. Feel like I have to lose this 10 pounds in this week. You have to be realistic. In the challenge, yes, you will lose weight. I lost this 100 pounds in 5 months. But at the same time, I still have life after the challenge. Mm-hmm. I still have to maintain it, so it won't come back. So again, I have to still be here mentally. Don't allow fear to stop you from getting your goals. Fear and control was my biggest battles. It was my biggest battle because I wanted to do it my way. I still wanted to work out, but still be outside. And I'm not saying you can't, but you have to make a decision. Yeah. Get to your goal first and then work out everything else. Balance and make however you want to say prioritize. I finally had to prioritize myself. I finally had to put myself first. I'm used to making sure everybody else is good, making sure I don't want to disappoint this person. I don't want to disappoint that person. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointing myself because I'm not being true to myself. You can still be a big person. I'm going to say a plus size female or male, or you can be a small male or female, whatever the case may be. You have to it's okay to love yourself where you are while still working on yourself.
Mm-hmm. True.
Keisha, everybody know that I'm big on self-care. I realized that I was not fighting everybody else. I was really fighting myself because I felt like I had to prove. Was I trying to prove to everyone else that I can do this or I can wear this because I'm a plus size girl? I really was trying to prove it to myself. I know that I wanted to lose weight. I knew that I wanted to get to a certain level, a different progress level or fitness level. But the biggest thing is that I had to accept where I was and be like, say, dang, Keisha, yeah, you need to make a change.
Yeah.
And then the challenge was that jump start for me. Anybody who's in this position that wants to get to another level, you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are you happy where you at? Do you want to make a change? Are you going to put everything else in front? Rather that you either got to pay for a trip or if you want to do a car or whatever the case may be, maybe you might have to take something away from something to get to work, to invest in yourself right now. And it's okay. Everybody is not going to understand your journey. Everybody's not going to understand why you're at the gym so long or so many hours. It's not about them. It's about you. So make the decision to decide what's more important. What is it that you want? Get yourself mentally there. Talk to somebody who's been in that journey before, or ask yourself, do you need more accountability? Do you need more guidance? Ask yourself, what do you need for you? And once you answer that and be true to yourself, don't sugarcoat it no more. It's no more sugarcoating. It's no more, I can do this, but I can do... No. Be real with yourself. Look in the mirror and truly ask yourself, are you tired? Do you want to change? If you do, what are you going to do to get it?
It's cliche, but health is the new wealth. Like you gotta invest in yourself, like you
100%.
did. You gave amazing, tips, information, inspiration, and just honestly, anybody watching this, whether if you in Houston, come see us.
Right.
If you
definitely
Houston,
come see us.
We're
yes.
in the Queens compound. But if you're not in Houston, we do have other avenues online, challenges, things. But even if not even that, like Markesha's done and said, man, just take that step and start little by little. Don't focus on the end goal. Just take it day by day. And
just know it's not easy, but it can be done. You have ups and downs. You're gonna have those roadblocks. But if you do not let those roadblocks stop you, that's the ultimate goal too. Just like overcoming those obstacles. Because you're going to have obstacles. You're going to have setbacks. Mm-hmm. But don't give up. And even if we reach one person, that's one person. I always say that. You can't reach everybody. Everybody is not going to be on board for what you're doing. But the person that we do help, it's a blessing for us.
True. So, Markesha, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me here for being the art of a transformation, because you got different people who are the Picassos to your transformation. But I love it, man. But thank you for your time. And hopefully, next time I get you on here, you will hit the next goals and we'll be talking about the next goals.
Yes, so ready.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
You've witnessed Reggie C. Fitness.